we talked about at the conference overall. We talked about stability. We talked about making sure that the third world, the Southern Hemisphere had access to change it, had access. It wasn't confrontational at all. He came up with
Thank you, everybody. This ends the press conference. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are you putting U.S. strategic interests above human rights here in Vietnam?
I've raised it with every person I've met with.
Mr. President, are you worried about your son being indicted, Mr. President?
What you just saw there was the President of the United States having his mic cut off mid-sentence by his own staff because he's become so utterly incoherent. And more Democrats are openly calling on Biden to drop out of 2024. They're panic, gang. They're reading these polls and they're beginning to freak out that Biden is one and done. And they literally have no idea what to do. Hey, gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your Patriot professor, here to help you think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Also, if you would, please share this video with friends and family. We are once again being throttled by big tech, so I need your help to get the hopeful message of this channel out to as many people as possible. Now, if you've been perusing the internet of late, you'll notice that it's become rather commonplace for left-wing Democrat pundits to call on Joe Biden to leave the stage, to cede the election to another nominee who at least has a chance of winning. Now, ironically, this started several months back. For example, Bret Stephens over at the New York Times back in December of 2021, he was already reading the tea leaves back then, as it were. He was openly calling for Biden to announce that he would not seek the nomination in 2024. It was in many respects a rather brazen piece that went so far as to openly question Biden's cognitive health, which has only gotten worse since. And so the only way for the Democrats was for Biden to make it official that he's just a transition figure who successfully rescued the country from Trump and is now ready to hand it over to far more competent and idealistic Democrats. Now, while Stephens was resoundingly castigated for suggesting that Biden bow out back then, ironically, such calls among Democrat pundits are becoming more and more routine. The latest comes from Andrew Sullivan, who again is openly calling for Biden to bow out. And he's got two fundamental reasons that you're going to absolutely love for it. But first, gang, we are literally at the beginning of something utterly epic. Just days ago, dozens of nations met in Johannesburg to discuss a new trade currency backed by gold. And you don't want to miss out on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get in on the action. We got amazing friends to this channel who can help you do just that. We partnered with the top-rated precious metals company Goldco. They've helped patriots across the nation move over $1 billion into gold and silver. You heard that right. That's billion with a B. They're absolutely amazing. Click on that link below. And for those of you with retirement accounts, the patriots over at Goldco are offering up to $10,000 in free silver when opening up a qualified IRA account. And for cash buyers, you're going to love this. You can get bonus silver just for making a purchase. So if you buy $15,000 worth of precious metals, you're going to get $750 in bonus silver. And if you buy $25,000 in precious metals, you're going to get over $1,200 worth of bonus silver. But that's only as long as supply lasts. So don't wait. Click on that link below. This is your opportunity to get in on the ground floor of this new international turn towards the timeless value of gold and silver. So click on that link below right now. The first reason Democrats are calling on Biden to drop out are, of course, the devastating polls. And we're talking polls across the board, with even an overwhelming number of Democrats wanting someone else to represent them in 2024. We talked about this on our live stream Friday broadcast. This is an actual headline from MSNBC. How not to have a psychic meltdown when you see the new Trump-Biden poll numbers. That's a real MSNBC headline. That's not from the Babylon Bee. That's a real headline saying the quiet part out loud. How not to have a psychic meltdown when you see new Trump-Biden poll numbers. And of course, they're referring to the latest polls, such as the Premise Data poll that has Trump trouncing Biden by 6, 44 to 38. The latest Echelon poll, a poll that Trump has never led before. He's now up by 46 to 45. The latest McLaughlin poll has Trump beating Biden by 47 to 43. And it's even worse in the battleground states. Trump is crushing Biden by almost 10 points, 49 to 41. The latest YouGov poll has Trump beating Biden by 44 to 43. And remember, YouGov gave Biden a 10-point lead right before the 2020 election. The latest Emerson poll, Trump is up by 2, 46 to 44. He's up by 5 if Cornel West, the Green Party candidate, is factored in, as he will be. Again, Trump has never led in an Emerson poll. Emerson had Biden winning by 5 the day before the 2020 election. The Schoen-Cooperman poll, which is a Democrat poll, has Trump up by 45 to 44. And to bring it all home for you, in the RCP aggregate polling that averages out all the polls that have been taken over the last several months, Biden and Trump are statistically tied as we speak. And why that's so significant is because the day before the 2020 election, the RCP aggregate had Biden up by over 7. And of course, true to form, on November 3rd, even with all of the shenanigans, Biden vastly underperformed that number. He only got half that. Trump always outperforms the polls, and Biden always underperforms the polls. So more and more Democrats are openly recognizing that were the election held today, Trump would crush Biden. It would be an electoral landslide. Even Larry Sabato of Crystal Ball is recognizing that. But there's a second reason, a major reason why Democrat pundits are calling on Biden to bow out of 2024. And ironically, it's not just the polls, it's because of his policies. Simply put, Bidenomics is not working, and even Democrats are more and more admitting that. And again, the polls are absolutely bearing this out. They're showing that now young voters are abandoning Biden and swinging to Trump in droves. Young voters, gang, voters under 30. Voters who voted for Biden overwhelmingly in 2020, 60 to 36. But the latest polling now shows that that lead has dwindled to 53 to 42, which represents a 13-point swing to Trump, double-digit swing. And these young voters are all pointing to the economy. Nearly 60% of voters under 30 say that the economy is getting worse and that it is killing Biden politically. They think we're in a recession. And, of course, that's bad news for any incumbent. Remember, historically, no incumbent has won re-election if a recession occurs any time in the last 2 years of his term in office. No incumbent has won re-election if a recession occurs any time in the last 2 years of his term in office. So this is why the legacy media is so reluctant to use the R word, right? But that lie by omission, that deliberate silence, isn't convincing young voters. They're abandoning Biden. They're swinging to Trump. And a Democrat simply cannot win, fairly, of course, without shenanigans, with the margin so small among their key constituents like that. And so this is why I think the calls for Biden to bow out among Democrats really are just beginning. I think they're going to grow louder and wider, as it were, as the polls continue to implode for Biden, along with the hopes of the Democrats. Hey, gang, I know what it's like to feel alone out there in these turbulent times, but I broke free. If you, too, have been looking for a community with like-minded patriots who are serious about resisting globalism, building a parallel economy, and having intelligent and deep fellowship on a regular basis, then you've come to the right place. In my Courageous Patriot Insiders community, we're building a close-knit movement of, by, and for patriots who are breaking free from the outrage and despair cycles of the mainstream media and taking on the fight against globalism. Every week, I deep dive into the content I can't share on big tech and give you the cliff notes on the truth of how patriots just like you are building up their communities, starting patriot businesses, and fighting the woke in both public and private. All with a few history and political lessons from yours truly, of course. If you want to stop feeling alone as a patriot and stand together with this fast-growing community, be sure to click on the link in the description below. Don't wait. Join me and my Patriot Coalition today, and let's get fighting.